What is going on, boys and girls? Welcome along to Sunday streaming of the Rugby World Cup. Ireland are singing strong Ireland's call, and we are taking on the Scots. What are we talking about? I'm wearing an All Blacks jersey. I'm living in New Zealand, talking about we for Scotland, or for Ireland. This is the big match of Sunday, and I can tell you, it's been a lot of work into getting this stream to work a little bit nicer than it has in the past. So hopefully you guys can enjoy a little bit of some up-to-date sort of stuff, because the stream yesterday, whether it was between Spark being completely rubbish, my internet going like complete crap, a little bit of probably overdoing the streaming a bit, it would just all turn to custard. So today, I've worked tirelessly to get it to actually be pretty good, and the delay between is really down to seconds. So hope you guys are with it. I hope you guys will enjoy the matchup here tonight. And hopefully we have a good little stream as well for tonight's matchup. So we've got some chitter-chatter going on through already in the live chat. Callum is here. What's going on, Callum? Hi, yes, we're starting. We're underway. Probably a bit delayed on that one going up. Andres thinks all South Africans are going for the Scots here. Why? Why are you going for Scotland? That's the big question. I don't know. Tune into the video today that's probably just gone live right about now of this matchup on Rugby Challenge, where Rugby Challenge decides who wins. On my channel, go check it out. If you're a Scottish fan, let's just say it's a pretty good match for the Scots, and it's a pretty good match for the Irish as well. So go check that one out without any real spoilers, but it is quite a cracker of a match for day 3 of the Rugby World Cup. So welcome along, everyone. We are about ready to get this one underway. If you've got any input about the stream, if anything's a bit laggy, if anything's a bit dodgy, if the sound's a bit crap, if it's laggy or anything like that, let me know in the chat, because if you don't tell me, then I don't know. So I'm unsure. I'm watching it myself, and it seems to be going fairly smooth at the moment. So good job. And thank you all for tuning in and watching as always. Right, we are set to go. I think everything is looking quite nice. This is a big game. Now, this is a really, really big game as well. Ireland will be coming into this, of course, world's best team by rankings at the start of the Rugby World Cup. Oh, of course, Andres. Yes, it will be yes. Yes, this is, yeah, you're right. Exactly right. Because whoever goes through top of this pool will now face South Africa, who you would presume, because they lost that game versus the All Blacks last night. What did you all think of that? Andres, what do you think of that match? I know you've been pretty unhappy with the referee on that one, which, I mean, to be fair, he was pretty average on a lot of accounts in that game. But the All Blacks and the Springboks, now, take the scoreline out of that. It was a fantastic game by the Springboks as well. But we'll talk a bit about that. If you want to make any comments on that, go for it in the chat, and we'll go through what you guys think about the matchup as well. But tonight, Ireland. Oh, this is big. This is really going to be interesting as well, because a lot of teams will be expecting... Oh, Wayne Barnes is a referee. Well, there you go. A lot of teams will be expecting a lot from Ireland here, and they've gone with a very good team as well. Healy, Best, Furlong in their front row, Henderson and Ryan, and James Ryan has got a lot of big accolades going on his name at the moment as well, of what he can do for the Irish side. Going through the rest of the team, what else have they got there? The back row, O'Mahony, Bennett Flyer, Stander, big, talented back row. Conor Murray, Johnny Sexton, of course. In the midfield, Bundy, Arkey, Gary Ringrose, Conway on the right wing, Stockdale on the left, Jordan Lamar at fullback, and keen to see how he goes. For the Scots on the other side was we're getting underway quickly. Dal McAnally and now their front row. Gilchrist Gray, Barkley, Watson and Wilson, the back row. Laidlaw and Vin Russell, they are up for it. Maitland on the left wing, Tommy Seymour on the right. Johnson, Taylor and Hogg at fullback. Of course, let's go. We are underway, and it's already time for a sip of a beverage. And quickly, Ireland get the ball from the kickoff, and they quickly and swiftly kick it away. As the voice, goodness me, I've been working all day, come home and get to see the Italians struggle for a while as that's a terribly overthrown ball there, but it's something of a plan there for Maitland at the back. And Scotland now, with a lot of work to do. Finn Russell, he pivots sideways on it and he smacks us downfield. And Lamar pulls it back, charging his way back. What have Ireland got in attack? This is what I want to see the most. This is really what I want to see from these two sides. Bit of messy, scrappy play from the Irish. Murray, he does deliver. Great ball. Key just about got it on a silver platter there. It's a bit messy and scrappy, but the Scots come away with it. 1 minute in, and they're looking to attack. Hogg with a little chip over the top. Beats him in defence, gets a nice... No, it's a terrible bounce in the end. It looked all right, but Lamar does nicely with it. And again, Scotland have pulled it back. It's really messy. It's really scrappy. And Scotland coming away with the scraps at the moment. Russell really gets a rush defence up on him. And look how quickly there they are up into that breakdown. Laidlaw and Hogg again into the line, and that's all... Lamar's pointing back to where it was kicked. The assistant referee has put his flag up to where it went out. Who's going to commit to that one? 100% Andre. Scotland. Well, I mean, come on, it's been 2 minutes. Let's not get too excited here. But Scotland really winning the scrappy battle. And I guess Ireland probably won't want to get into the scrappy battle because that suits the Scots more. They want to play a more structured sort of game. They want to play their game at their pace. Scotland is doing very well at diffusing this ball. And you see Gray is running on in there, trying to force it into touch. They get the box kick away from Murray. And now, what's Hogg going to do? He runs. He loves to run. He beats one tackle. And it's a tackle of Rory Best. He slips through by just a whisker. They just thunder it up next. Gilchrist is the man. And Roy Best is over the ball straight away. Laidlaw again. Russell gives to Hogg. Hogg didn't really know what to do with that. Ball squirts out. Here's the captain. McAnally going for a bit of a run. I mean, the chances of an upset here, I'm interested in what everyone's thoughts are. That Scotland can do this. A flat ball looking for the left wing of Sean Maitland. Very flat from Duncan Taylor looking for his edge winger. This has been a quite interesting start, I think we could fairly say. Let's actually update things here because we've got the time. So we're into the game. Pre-game is done and dusted. We'll just say four minutes in. Let's just use the old brackets. That looks a lot better. 4 minutes, and let's shimmy that across into the middle, and we'll bang that in there. Look at that, 4 minutes. Doesn't that look nice? Scotland having a good go at the early stages here. And I actually think we're actually pretty up to date. We don't have too much delay, which I'm stoked about because it's been an absolute torrid time to get these streams working nicely. So, awesome. Thanks for coming along, everyone. Here come the Irish. So Conor Murray's wiped out as he's shipped over the top. The chase is back. There's still danger, though. And just getting it in there is Johnny Gray in trouble. Scotland. And Armani is just savage at the breakdown. Fiji's performance, Daryl, very good for 40 minutes. Maybe even a little bit more. Disappointing for the remainder of the match. I thought they looked really, really good and they've got a really, really good team. Just didn't play 80 minutes. And when they forced Australia to play their own game, as in the Fijians game, they looked very, very difficult to put away. It's been an average clearance, though, from the Scots. Maitland's chase is easily dealt with, though. Out there on Andrew Conway's wing. Fiji's going to be hard to beat, though, Daryl. They're definitely going to be hard to beat. There's a breakaway from Ian Henderson. He's in midfield. He's going straight through everyone. Hogg holds on to a boot. And Ireland just a metre or two short now. They go quickly short. Murray's on the ball quickly. It's almost held up with the tackle. There's a pile of bodies. The ball is at the back. Rory Best has it, and they wait. They set it up a little short move, and he just bundles on through. How are they still? Is it stolen? Wayne Barnes, listen, like you said, stolen, but no, it's still there. Furlong. Advantage to the Irish as well. Now they'll use the backs. Murray, Sexton, a little twirl from the Maori shot. What a great piece of defence there from Scotland. How did they keep that out? Lamar twirled like he was over. Another pick and go. That one's over. That is a try. And Ireland will take the lead. Who is the scorer? I don't have a clue. Just as they get up, they cut to another scene. Omani, is it? No, it's not. It's number 5, James Ryan. A try fest. So Ryan has scored the opening try. It is 5 points to zip. That was great defence from Scotland, though. Boy, that was extraordinary defence. Try to Ryan. I've got paper in the way. It's all going off here. First try. And yes, we talked about him very briefly in the build-up, didn't we? What James Ryan can offer this game. And he played great work there. But that tackle on Jordan Lamar is a highlight straight away for me. That was brilliant to shut that down. When he thought he was over, he was all over. So 5-0, what Sexton got to offer? Let's put Johnny in under conversions straight away because he's having a shot. So it's going to be something from 1. Here he comes. It is an easy kick. It's just slightly to the right. Maybe 5, 10, no, not even 10 metres. 6 or 8 metres to the right-hand side of the uprights. He's taking his time. Johnny Sexton, first look at the Rugby World Cup. Daryl's going for Ireland. Who are you all supporting here? I know Andres will be supporting the Scots. And Sexton, I mean, really, why did we have to wait for that? In all honesty, Sexton does not miss toes. It was all the big break, though. Seeing the replays. Great run from Ian Henderson. Strong run, too. He busts through a hole. And he took a desperate tackle. That is only just over. Very, very good piece of work. But Ian Henderson, James Ryan, strong early in the second row for Ireland. Deep kick down to Bundy Aki, who, I mean, couldn't make it here in New Zealand, but he's doing himself a good old ply of the trade in Irish rugby. Murray. Now Murray is going to be an important factor. His box kicking, his play. When we think about quarterfinals, semi-finals, Hogg's got it at the back. And Russell in midfield, he's turned it back inside. Really, Tommy Seymour had no idea, and it's not the first time that Russell has done that. As Hogg, again, runs forward, finds a bit of space at the back, and Maitland has to really run after it. It's a good kick, well weighted, sits up in the end goal. And Jordan Lamar is happy just to put that one down in the end goal and go back for the 22 dropout. Well, it didn't take too much there, did it, for Ireland to get on the board. First try. Blockbusting run from the second rowers. And setting it up 7 points to 0. Omani's down. I mean, let's be honest about this Irish team. And let's be honest about the Scottish team as well. If any of these players really go down with much of an injury, that could be a fairly big blow. This is pretty much the best teams that both these sides can put together. Maybe you'd argue a guy like Rob Kearney or something like that should be in the side. Stuart Hogg is a favourite player of Daryl. Yep, it's not a bad one to be a favourite player of, although he did get almost run over here by Ian Henderson in the build-up to that try. Putting a good tackle, and he's very, very involved fullback. It's their second charge there for that try. It's a great camera angle on that replay. Hogg's a good player. He's been very involved, but you've got to wonder sometimes Finn Russell's play is going to leave Scotland a bit in the lurch, the way he's just dropping the ball off to unsuspecting players. 22 goes deep from Sexton down to the 10-metre line. Who else is there? Man, we're talking about Stuart Hogg, who goes high, a big bomb, and he's chasing alongside Duncan Taylor. Up goes Lamar. He's half taken out there by Hogg, but he keeps his feet, and they're letting that go, which is fair enough. James is supporting the Irish. Are you from Ireland, James, or are you just supporting the team for this matchup? Let us know. Kicked away from Sexton. Yes, I agree, Andres. If Ireland do lose Sexton, it is all over Red Rover. Murray, to a certain extent as well, you've got to say he is a massive part of this team. But yeah, Sexton, it's the replacements, isn't it? Luke McGrath obviously is a man they've got as well. So he would do an adequate job if they did lose Murray. But you'd think if they lose Sexton, Yep, that depth just ain't there at all, is it? Hamish Watson's making a good run if he could offload there. Just about a chance for Sam Johnson, who was rumbling down his left side. Scotland looking a bit better in attack now. Flynn Russell with a very flat ball finding Gilchrist. The ball squirts free, and it's called a knock-on by Scotland. And here come Ireland. Oh, O'Mahony somehow gets it out. And Lamar up at the line, fends away Laidlaw. And Jordan Lamar over halfway. One to beat Hogg, and he's tripped over his own feet. And he doesn't quite make the 22. Rory Best is there, and Hogg is trying his best to just steal the ball all by himself. And Wayne Barnes is telling him off like a naughty school child. They go deep, and Sexton has turned, and he's kicked this into the 22. Sean Maitland is going to gobble those up for breakfast, lunch, and tea. And there's a guy running off the field. It looks like a physio as the kick has gone down into the Irish 22 from Sean Maitland. And oh, what a step at the back from Sexton. Expertly worked there from the fly half. You've got to applaud that, and the Japanese crowd are doing exactly that. Pressure was on. He had to run back and claim the ball in his own 22. And, wow, that is a fair old turnover for Marquis. It was a great break from Lamar. He looks dangerous up in the line, but it's kind of sidestepped himself. A bit too much in it. And Scotland now on halfway, just in your own side, as they look to swing something together. They've gone quickly right to the right, and great tackle from Ringrose. And there is no one there defending this ball for Scotland. It's a big turnover. 3 green jerseys there, and again I think it's Harkey. His second ruck turnover in minutes. If they can't sort that out, Scotland, they are going to be in for a long, long night here. Sexton goes inside, and it's Ringrose again, but Wayne Barnes said there's no advantage there. And he'll give them the penalty just inside the Scottish half. It's 5 metres or so in. 7-0 the score. As you can see, we're actually up to date. We'll update the time because we're sitting right now quite a bit on. I don't actually know what the exact minute is. Great tackle from Ringrose. We're seeing replays of Stuart Hogg's move. 12 minutes in. Goodness me, it's flying by already. Flying by. Sexton's going for the corner for Ireland. And he's setting this up probably. Well, Sexton's not happy. 15 metres out from the Scottish line. The assistant referee's getting an earful here from Sexton because he thinks his kick went out closer to the line. Rory Best will throw. Here's the line out. Ian Henderson at the front. And they set up a maul, and Scotland again have done a decent job, but it's advantage. It's advantage to Ireland. Collapsing them all. Here's Archie, a bit of a nothing start. Running in is Stander. Inside the Scottish 22. Oh, Hamish Watson's got that ball, but we are going back for the penalty at the maul. WP now, the one penalised there. More support for the Irish. Come on, you boys in green. Unmistakable. There's not too many teams in green these days, is there? Of course, earlier today, the Italians got their World Cup off to a shaky, but ultimately in the end convincing start, taking out the Namibians by a good margin of 20 or so points. But you've got to say Namibia looked pretty decent in that game as well. So no minnow really getting completely outclassed as the Irish fans and the crowd are probably half pissed by now. You can't argue. They will be off their rockers. So we've got a replacement coming on. I mean, do they still call it a blood bin these days? But that is the open side flank of Underfly going off. Conan coming on. And I'd imagine that would probably cause a bit of a reshuffle in their back row. Imagine Conan typically at 8. So we'll see what he does. The commentators have just said exactly what I just said about him. Why aren't we there? Why aren't we there? Good God. World Rugby, what are you doing? That deserves a drink. So 5 metres out now, Ireland with the line outs. And they again go to the front, and again they maul it, a twist towards the touchline. It looks like it's going to rollick its way over. The flag's taken out, players are all over the place. Scotland's got the ball, but it's a try. Well, that was interesting because Ryan Wilson had his hands on the ball, but so did an Irish player. Rory Best has been awarded the try. He's lost his scrum cap. He doesn't care. Now, I mean, if you can tell any sense from this, he landed upside down. Well, no, fair play. Fair play. He had that down first, and then Ryan Wilson took it off him. Gustav wants to know who here is supporting Ireland. He's not Irish, but he's supporting them. Why are you supporting Ireland? Why aren't you supporting Scotland? And more importantly, Gustav, who are you supporting in this Rugby World Cup? That looks really damaging. I mean, that is some quality finish there from Rory Best. We'll update the scoreline now. So that's a second try for Ireland. That takes the points up to 12 points to nil. He's putting a scrum cap back on. Rory Best with the try. And Sexton with his second shot at goal. I've pushed the wrong button. Will he be in for his second successful conversion? It's a tough one, this one. It's way out on the left-hand side. And it's about a shade under 5 in from touch. 15 minutes in. If you want to keep up for the time, if you're not able to watch this match-up, welcome along. We'll be having updates, chats. We'll be having all sorts of things going on. So, got questions, topics you want to talk about? Let them in. We'll do them in between the multiple and extensive stoppages that rugby ultimately has these days. I like this. Sexton is taking about a decade to take this kick, and it's fading away. It is actually away. It looked good, but it just slid away across the face and to the right-hand side, and it remains at 12 points to nil. So Gustav, he's supporting England and France, but thinks New Zealand will win the Rugby World Cup. Interesting thoughts. Daryl also chipping in here. He's Fijian, but he's supporting Fiji, New Zealand, and England. Interesting. I mean, it's all the talk in the build-up to this World Cup has been how open this tournament is this season, or this year, or this cycle, and you can't argue with it. All those teams, ultimately Fiji are a possible chance to be spoilers. There's no question about that. But England, France, you can never discount France. The All Blacks obviously as well looked very, very good yesterday. The Springboks, I still wouldn't count them out. They looked really, really good. And a couple of key turning points in that game ultimately could have massively changed that matchup. So I think there's at least 6 teams who are really in the forefront to have a chance at this World Cup. Welcome along, Mr. Olo. Thanks for tuning in. The stream is actually looking a bit swimmingly better now. Thankfully, we'll update the time. We are sitting in about the 18th minute now. We are back underway. 12-0 the score. Scotland, we've got the ball. And Laidlaw is waiting around for it at the back. It's just in his own half. He's going to box kick this completely uncontested, but puts it a little bit shallow, and it's knocked on at the back. Mistaken. Oh, my word. Laidlaw just went careering in to Conor Murray. He was out. He was in touch. And he just went straight to him. So there's the mistake. Looked like it was... Who was it on that side of the wing? Andrew Conway. So he'll be happy about that. Enron, welcome along to the stream, sir. Who are you supporting in this matchup? Scotland, down by 12 points to Ireland. And Sexton's missed a kick. So, I mean, everyone's human after all. I do think that Scotland needed a better start than this if they're going to have any chance in this game. The more behind they get, the more they're going to struggle to get into this game. Mr. Mean, come on. Really? I haven't seen him, sorry. I haven't seen him. Yeah, well, it was always going to happen. It wasn't Mr. Old Spark with the streams. Yeah. I mean, personally, myself, I didn't notice. It worked fine for me. Although, I think partially my own settings for the stream was an absolute disaster last night. Overall, though, I haven't had any problems with it. Welcome along, Kerry. Thanks for joining in. Fire Gamer as well. Good to see yous. And Daryl, cousin of Sevu Reese. Well, there you go. He had a great game too, Sevu Reese. And there were key matchups in there that I think really decided that game. Sevu Reese against Mapimpi as well was a big one. Here is the scrum finally getting out though from Scotland, and they play a deep backline play that finally goes out to Hogg. And now Tommy Seymour on the right hand side. He's got him in room as well. Puts down the burners and gets into the 22, but Murray is holding him up alongside Sexton. And those terrible two continue again. Oh, the ball's out, and somehow Laidlaw just gets in the way. Good offload to Nell. And again, over the top of it is Stander, but a penalty to Scotland. Oh, it's okay. I thought something was wrong with Stander on that instance. He looked fine to me, but no, it wasn't Stander who was penalised. It was the other player not rolling away from the tackle. Yeah, indeed, Kerry. Pacers and the All Blacks. Indiana next year, baby. We are going there. To see the Pacers at the Fieldhouse. Can't wait for that. Aki really did crunch into Russell. But yeah, there was. It was the player not leaving the breakdown. Stander was actually fairly over the ball. Welcome along, Benny boy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on. Gustav loves rugby. Who doesn't? I mean, Rugby World Cup is a fantastic event, and Scotland are lining up a shot at goal. And who else but Greg Laidlaw, as we see our key coming off. More blood coming from his face. Laidlaw. Here's his first shot at goal. Can they get something out of this? Now, it's just pretty much on the 22. You're looking about 15 in from touch on the right-hand side, and Laidlaw does not miss those. He does not miss them. And Scotland have got points on the board. It is 12 points to 3. Greg Laidlaw, welcome to the game. And it is some points for the Scots. And there is some good-looking Scottish fans in the crowd who are pretty happy. I envy those guys very, very much. Wouldn't it be fantastic to be at the Rugby World Cup? Daryl, I agree. Can't wait for Rugby Challenge 4. That'll be a fantastic game. So Bundy Arke's off, which is resulting in, I think, Farrell to come onto the field. Number 23, I think that is. Yeah, Chris Farrell on the field. He's on for Arke. Bundy flies back on. Irish born and bred, Kerry. So you'll be back in the boys in the green. New Zealand have had their hard group game out of the way. They have indeed, and it will be an annihilation. I think South Africa as well will put some punishment on those sides, because the Springboks will not be happy. They will not be happy at all that they let that game slide, and they will want to punish anyone who gets in their way, as Scotland are bombing out of their 22, and they're putting a good little job of it too. They've regained the ball up to the 10-metre line. And again, it goes back to Russell, and they're going to kick. They're going to play territory. It's a very good kick because he got back enough. Oh, it's a mistake in the back there. And a shocker from Stockdale. Running backwards, trying to claim a very good kick from Russell. And it's gone straight through his hands, off the knee, into touch, inside the Irish 22. Now this would be one hell of a time to score. 23 minutes in, so we'll update the timer here. Let's go 24. No, we're a bit ahead of ourselves, but whatever. Now's a big chance. Here we go. Italy won. Gustav, and it was a 47-21, if I'm not mistaken. We will tell you in just a second where's the game? It's all happening here as the ball is being thumped away from Ireland. It's gone and hit the upright. That's terribly unlucky for Scotland. What a turnaround. I was looking for the score. 47-22. Gustav. But on this, a huge turnaround as Scotland were launching for the 22. Knocked on there, and it was a thump to head from Conway, and the foot race between Conway and Hogg. But it would have been fine for Hogg. He could have just placed it in his 22, but it hit the uprights, and he's had to go into his own and goal. Good chase. Conway and Ringrose. We've just gone from 20 metres out from the Irish line, and in one phase, we are now 5 metres out from the Scottish line. Game-changing moment there for these two sides. Kerry reckons it's going to be an Ireland-New Zealand final, all being well. Possibly, yeah. I mean, both sides are going to have to beat some very good sides themselves. When you get to those quarterfinals, someone's going to get an easy ride. The way it's looking, possibly the All Blacks, they'll be playing these guys, Scotland. I mean, that's probably the easiest ride of anyone. But overall, it's a quick ball out the back from Stander. He charges off the scrum and Stander just 2 metres short. Quick ball for Murray. He goes short and it's there for Omani. And he goes just 1 more metre in. It's a pick and go and Van der Flyer's over. Is it Van der Flyer? I'm not quite 100% sure now. Look like... No, it's certainly not. That looks all like Tide Furlong to me. It is indeed Tide Furlong. Right under the sticks. Wow, that is a sucker punch blow from Ireland. Let's update this. Furlong's over now with his own try. And it will be up to 17 now. This is getting a bit out of control. Scotland needed to score in that last phase. Do I think New Zealand will win against England in the semis? Says Kronos. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know. Because we've not seen England. Ask me maybe after this Tongan game tonight. If I had to make a pick right now, which I have, over a whole tournament, yes, I'd say they would. Because I just still think the All Blacks and the Springboks are the two best teams in the competition. But I'm really interested to see how England play and how they go against Tonga tonight, because that's going to be a test, and I guess we can maybe a little bit compare to what the All Blacks did to them 3 or 4 weeks ago. Welcome along, Nicholas. Good to see you. 1 more for a bonus point, Kerry. You did right. Here's Sexton. That's a good kick. Sexton's on fire. Another conversion. That makes it 19 points to just 3. And that is it. That is 2 out of 3 now for Sexton. They are looking good, Ireland. They are looking quite impressive. Good luck, little brother, says Kerry. We got some sport from Reese for the Welsh. Well, of course, we'll see Wales tomorrow. They're up against Georgia. Should be a routine victory, I think, for the Welsh there. But again, big stage now. It's going to see what these guys can do. Can they perform up at this level now? That's the test. We're going to see how good they really are. As Murray has gone deep and Hogg's dragged it in again, and Finn Russell playing that game. It's territory. He's gone high. Oh, he's run into his own player. Smith at the back from Murray, but it cleaned up easily at the back from Ryan. Now here is Murray going short to Henderson, and he's still hard to stop. He just gets rid of 2 or 3 defenders and charges his way through. Another box kick from Murray. And it's easy for Hogg to deal with as he runs it straight back at them. Now, Scotland. They want to really be in a better position than this, but it's McAnally the hooker who charges him over the halfway line as Russell loves it inside ball, doesn't he? This time, though, he actually has someone who was intending the pass. Gilchrist gets it from Laidlaw. A little kick through. And it's a wasteful one as well from Scotland. Easily dealt with at the back from Laidlaw. No, not from Laidlaw, sorry. From Lamar. And Ireland get the ball back. That was wasteful from Scotland. Don't tell me that they're running out of ideas already, because that would be a terrible sign. And now they run it all back to Ireland. And it's the open side of Van der Fly who goes into the tackle. And we're seeing a Conor Murray kick now. And he's trying to get Ken Healy to go around and defend him. He's not interested, is he, Healy? He's not interested at all. The boxer comes up. Collision in midair. It falls nicely for Ken Healy. What a turnabout there. Now Ireland rumble on yet again. Furlong gets hammered in a good tackle from Gilger. It's a turnover. Duncan Taylor flying in and stealing the ball for Scotland. Now, Russell looked like he wanted to do a crossfield kick there. Decided against it. Now they got an overlap as well. Hogg, numbers on his ride with Maitland. Steps in, shimmies left and right. Two defenders take him down. He's all by himself. He's going to lose this surely. Yes, all over it. Like an oily rag is Ryan. And an easy turnover. Easy turnover there for James Ryan. And Jordan Lamar in there as well. Few comments coming in. What's Gustav reckons? What does he say? Who will win, England or Tonga? I think England will win it comfortably in the end, but I do agree with what Kerry says. England will be close for 60 minutes and then Tonga will tire. Maybe. 60 minutes at best. Wales will be good. Gatlin's got them psyched up. Couldn't agree more. And Daryl's gone with his Pacific neighbours, Tonga. Reese can't wait to watch the Wales-Australia match in a pub in Sydney. Yeah, that's going to be a goodie. That's going to be an absolute cracker, that Wales-Australia game. There's going to be some real cracking games through this as well. That game, a pool decider, much like we seen last night. You've just got them coming all through the tournament. And we get to really see an upset, aren't we? So I wonder, that's a terrible throw. In the end, Van der Fly has to claim it at the back. But it's Irish ball. And they're in a good spot. Murray, short, a bit disjointed. Some of these runners don't really know what they want to do. It's a pick and go! And through goes CJ Stander. He's got two to beat. He charges straight to Maitland, who takes him down in a good tackle. It's right there for Best. He's trying to tug it out. Ringrose changes his mind. The defence from Scotland, it gets back. And it very, very well organises itself. Conan goes straight back to where they started. Ringrose tries to rumble his way through, but a good tackle in the back there from Wilson. Murray goes left side. It slows down a bit. Furlong has just jumped right on top of Ruck there. Like, it's a big belly flop. That was terrible. Terrible work there, but he's got away with it. Stander's hard to put away. And they just rumble through. Another pick and go. Best waits for it at the back. It's time for an impact from the Welsh. I presume you're talking about Kerry. Rather than whimpering out the quarterfinals, I mean, you could talk about Wales in that instance. You could talk about Ireland in that instance as well. There's a lot of teams that are now getting up to be one of the better teams in the world. Need to actually show that in a Rugby World Cup as well. Ireland are 10 metres or so out. Ian Henderson has to just about take an hour to get down to the ball. And it's a penalty to Scotland. Well done, Scotland, but it wasn't through anything great they did. It was just diving over the ball, off his feet, straight in. Ireland, you weren't talking about Ireland, Kerry. Yes, I agree. Need to do something. It's big pressure. I mean, a lot of people talk about how the pressure is on the All Blacks to go for a third World Cup. The pressure is on all these front-running teams. But I think the pressure really is on Ireland. To a lesser extent, we've got John Buckley throwing up on the field, which is a bit terrible. But those other sides that probably haven't delivered on what they promise over time, that really need to show it up. Yeah, so Ireland need a big one. Minute update. Good point, Kerry. Thanks for pointing that out. We are, 33 minutes in now. Scotland do have the penalty, though, however. They've had a long stoppage. They're all a bit thirsty. And they're not the only ones. Hogg has just hooked this averagely into touch. Midway, 22 10-metre line. It's not the greatest. Great break, though. Look at this. Stander straight into Maitland. What a nightmare that is for Maitland. Imagine that, standing up to that and just seeing CJ Stander bullocking straight at you. What an absolute nightmare that would be. It's a good line out from Scotland. The ball's come out the back and they're doing dangerous stuff. It's taking the man in the air on the line out. It is another penalty to Scotland. Now they need to score. Let's be honest here. Scotland need to score. The last one was a bit average. This one from Hogg. It's a better kick from Hogg. That is a cracker. Into the 22. And probably a good 15 metres out. Great kick there from Hogg. Yeah, that was disrupted by Ian Henderson in the line out. And fair call too from Wayne Barnes. So I think it's probably, definitely. 100%. You see that on the replay. That is definitely Ian Henderson obstructing that jumper. The Ireland chants going around the stadium here. Fantastic support in Japan. I've got to say this every single game that I stream for. Fantastic support. The Japanese have embraced this beyond anything we'd ever believe. Scotland win the line out very nicely and they maul it upfield. There's a bit of protest going on at the front. Yeah, Kerry did right. Conceding stupid penalties 2 in a row. Unnecessary penalties as well from the Irish as they try to shimmy it a bit short side and Conor Murray is dragging. There's a little bit of a wrestle going on off the ball here between Ryan Wilson and Conor Murray. There's Ian Henderson lying all over the ball at the breakdown. Now they finally get it out to Barkley. Stander's just trying to push everyone out of the way even though he doesn't even have the ball. And Scotland playing one-out rugby. Laidlaw goes to McAnally again, who's been heavily involved. Laidlaw, double cut-out pass. Here's a little play. Nice little switch to... Oh, wow! What a crunching tackle! Big defence from Ireland. And the knock-on comes the way of Scotland. They played something fancy. Russell played a flat pass, but it was read like a book. Perfectly read too from Stockdale, who hammered Stuart Hogg. Absolutely cut him in half. Good defence, good reply, good response to a couple of pretty dominant periods there from the Scots where they've worked their way through some hard work down into the Irish part of the field. And now it's all undone. It looked a bit fancy, it looked a bit cool, but ultimately didn't come off for them at all. More drink breaks, more injury breaks. More security guards beside the coaches. Look at that guy. I mean, what's he going to stop? 19-3 is the score. Let's update the time because that is the thing I forget to do the most. We're seeing 100 replays of this just blockbusting tackle from Stockdale on Hogg. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from him. We are 35 minutes in. Just a couple of minutes from last update. Look at that. We're getting efficient. So it's a scrum to Ireland. Obviously the knock on from Hogg and that big crunching tackle. The scrum battles probably haven't been as one-sided as I was expecting. I thought Ireland would be all over this, but it's taken its time, Murray. He squirts it in, and it's steady, it's solid. Scotland aren't moving it. Oh, it's a bit messy at the back for Murray. They go short side, and there's plenty of room here. Over the top they go. Stockdale chips it over the top of Hogg. Gets it back. Regunners beats the last defender, but the defence comes back from Duncan Taylor and puts in a perfect finish. Scotland blow over the top, and they'll turn this ball over. Excellent defence. Absolutely brilliant from Scotland. Now they're counter-attacking themselves. Maitland steps inside, shimmies out of one, but Rory Best catches him on his way through. Taylor picks and goes. He's put down by Ringrose. Now they're looking to run it out here, Scotland, from their own 22, but Finn Russell decides the boot is the best way to go. Back full him up. He's going to put this one high. It's contestable. It's pretty good, but coming on. Oh, great take there. Excellent work from Finn Russell. Laidlaw, quick ball. He's trying to instruct his players, but they're really not interested. Good run from Barkley, though. He gets some profit out of that play. Another fast phase for Scotland, but again, it's a bit directionless. Over halfway they go. Russell, dummies. Oh, that's a nice little shimmy play. Into midfield they go through Johnson, and he tried to get the offload away. McAnally, Russell, here's some room for Scotland. Oh, the pass is terrible. It's a shocker. It's an absolute shocker. They were through in a way they had the overlap for the next week. But the pass goes forward. I think Gilchrist received, or he passed, or hopefully have another look. Stockdale, we were getting a replay of him skinning over the top of Tommy Seymour. Great taking, great defence from Johnson. Man, this kid has got some special talents. Let's catch up with the comments here. What have we got going on? Am I going to live stream during England versus Tonga? Not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. This was the game I was targeting because this is a potential to be a cracker of a matchup. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Kerry, for your comments. I do. I love it. I love it, and I have too much to say. I have done journalism training and got told I was too opinionated. So, hey, what better way to give your opinion than to just turn to YouTube instead and just say what I think? But love sport, love any sport, love Olympic sports, love football, love, of course, rugby is the number one love cricket, any sort of sport. I'll watch it, I'll talk about it, I'll have an opinion on it, which is what we're all entitled to. So that's what's cool about this. You guys can say what you think, have discussion. It's awesome. It's really a cool platform to have discussions with you guys about what's going on. So that's why I love it. Love it. It's exciting, and I love commentating. I really do enjoy it. It's great fun. And the excitement, the atmosphere, it would be great. It'd be great to be at an occasion like this. I just love big occasions, big atmosphere. Japan is just buzzing. And it would be amazing to be there. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm probably not as far away as you can be, but I'm pretty far. Thanks, Albatross. What's TAZN? Is that? I'm not actually sure what that is. I'll have to look up in a second. My favourite sport. Here we go. Conor Murray's rumbling away. My favourite sport. I mean, I'm pretty big into rugby. I think when I was a kid, I was probably more a cricket follower or fan. Now though, I just love rugby. It's such a competitive sport now. It's really getting great worldwide. I mean, we've got a penalty. We've got a really injured player. Hamish Watson's gone down in a tackle. And Wayne Barnes has stopped play, so we can catch up on that conversation. So I'll probably rugby now. I support the All Blacks. I'm from New Zealand, but I just love watching it. I mean, New Zealand's nowhere involved in this game whatsoever. It's not even our pool. I mean, we may meet one of these teams in the quarterfinals. Well, we will meet one of these teams in the quarterfinals, but I just love watching it. I just love learning about the players. The names, knowing the teams, knowing the guys involved, it just makes it exciting. I just love it. But yeah, rugby's a big sport now. On a soccer matter, Kerry, do I think the All Whites will qualify for Qatar? I mean, yeah, I think they can. They can, but they'll have to beat another very good team from where do they play? Europe. Or wherever it's from. I'm not 100% sure. But they can. I mean, New Zealand football is getting stronger and stronger. Just follow what the under-20s and all those sort of teams have been doing recently. They look like a really, really good side. The Phoenix are getting slightly better. But I think the youth levels of New Zealand football is going on in leaps and bounds at the moment. What do I think about Spark Sports streaming? Says Marika. Well, I mean, in my opinion, it's fine. I mean, I've had no issues with it whatsoever at all. No problems. So it's been great for me. I've streamed sport for years. I refused to pay hundreds of dollars for Sky. So you could call me stubborn. But yeah, I've jumped on Spark getting it, and I've had no problems. Other people have had problems, which, I understand that as well, so I can understand why people are not happy about it. But personally, no problems, no issues, and bring it on. It's all good. It's all good to me. We've only got a couple of minutes to go, guys. Now, how slow has this final 10 minutes been? I missed any comments here. Dave. Welcome along, Dave. Dave's supporting the Irish as well. I mean, Ireland's got some good support. And it's that old adage, isn't it, that success breeds support and it breeds fans. And people like winning teams. So why not? Computer time, who do I want to win? To be honest with you, I'm not too fussed. I would like to see Scotland win because, I don't know, it's just that odd thing of the underdog, isn't it? Everyone loves an underdog. And the Scots are the underdogs here. I don't think they're going to. I did a whole pick of every game before the World Cup kicked off, of every group game. And it was a bit of a, what do they call it, when everyone puts money in at the place I work at. Everyone puts money in, they make their picks, and it gets split between the top pickers at the end of the competition. I did that with the workplace. So this one was definitely a Scottish loss, an Irish win. If I'm thinking head over heart, but it would be cool. I do like the upsets. It was really exciting watching Fiji yesterday versus the Wallabies. Russia in that opening game versus Japan was brilliant as well. So I enjoy it. I like it. The Springboks All Blacks game was a really high quality test match. So it's exciting. It's good. I love it. Go Scotland. Make a match of it. Every game I watch, I just want to see a good contest. I just want to see no stupid things decided. A sweepstakes, a pool. Yes, thank you, Kerry. Perfect. That's exactly what I mean. That's what I wanted. I want to see a good game, a quality game, a fair game, and not decided by silly decisions or the referee getting over it. Yes, Kerry, you're spot on. New Zealand is a sport-crazy nation. We either love sport or we hate it. You talk sport to some people and they will just go, no, not talking to you. No, not interested, hate sport, whatever. Other people, it's a pretty good conversation starter. You work at a place involved with random people. You talk to them every day. And, rugby is always a topic that people get in behind. Everyone's an expert as well. Especially in New Zealand. Everyone knows everything. So it's good fun. It's a great country, and New Zealand punches far beyond its weight of what it should compete in, especially all sorts of sports. I mean, we shouldn't be good at half the sports we are good at. But we are, so all good. Andres reckons that Wayne Barnes has been doing an excellent job refereeing this big game. I'd have to say I agree. Wayne Barnes... Yeah, the demons of that World Cup game, France versus New Zealand, I mean, that could have been the undoing of him. I mean, some people would have given it up after that, wouldn't they? Some people would have said the same for me, but no, he's very good. He has definitely gone and developed very well over the last recent years. We are finally back underway. Hamish Watson looks like he's broken his leg or something. He's had it wrapped up like he's cold. Here we go. It's Ireland, and Conway beating Maitland on the outside, but he comes back at him with a beautiful desperate tackle from Sam Johnson. Oh, and a terrible pass. Ian Henderson spills it like it was a slippery bar of soap, but it's advantage back to the Irish. Back underway we go. The stoppage, David, is Hamish Watson. Big injury, stop play cold, and he's got to stretch it off. He got his leg wrapped up like it was a Christmas present. And he's been stretched off. So he's gone. And Ireland have taken a good 10 minutes to set the scrum because of it. So the game's been stopped. It's underway. They've got a penalty. And they will be taking a shot at goal, which possibly could be the last play of the half. So what's going on here? It looks like Conor Murray is taking the shot at goal. That would be interesting. Actually, it is Conor Murray taking it. Well, there you go. So, Murray has already taken a kick. So, my scoreline is way off. Sexton went 1 from 2. And Murray actually took one earlier, so he's already 1 from 1. And this is a chance for him to go 2 from 2. This will be half-time, folks. Here is Murray, 40 metres out, right in front. And he's fading it away. It's just away, so the scoreline remains Murray and Sexton combined together to go 1 from 2. The reason why Murray is taking the shots at goal is Sexton is nursing a bit of an injury, so he's not taking the kicks. So, I mean, if it was a big game and it was close, I would imagine he would be taking the kicks. We are off to half-time, and it is 19 points to 3. Ireland with the lead over Scotland. Interesting first half. Very good first half, though. High quality first half between the two sides. Let's get that nicely in the middle. Gabrizio. We'll go with that. Currently stuck on an oil rig in South China Sea. Unable to watch the match, so thanks for the commentary. No problem, sir. No problem at all. It's great fun. I enjoy doing it. It's awesome to do. So no worries. Hopefully doing all the big games throughout the World Cup. Now they've actually got a stream that's going fairly steady as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that after the disaster of last night. Scotland need to work on their scrums, says Andres. Tier 2 nations scrum way better than them. Yeah, I mean, but a lot of Tier 2 nations do focus on that. The forward pack is dominant to them. So if they can lose out on that area, but I mean, their backline play, their defence, general play is a lot better for the Scots, I would give, over the Tier 2 nations. But, you know, it's going to be interesting to see the likes of Georgia play Wales tomorrow and see if they can progress or continue to progress as they've done over the last couple of years. But whether that's going to be a thing or not, we'll find out. We are at half-time, and looks like we could be getting a special thoughts guest. Special thoughts guest. Hang on. Look at that. Look at the timing of this. Look at the timing. Look at that. He's the size of a boat. You can't see and you can't hear either. So you just have to hang on because he's got no audio. But welcome along, Paul. He does have audio.
I do. I can hear you.
Welcome along, Paul. Welcome along. Oh, what are you talking about? Ready? We don't stop round here. We don't stop. We just go straight through the game. Paul, welcome along. You do have volume. You're going. You're probably really loud, so I'll turn it down a little bit.
Cool.
What do you reckon? 19 points to... Why have I got it at 0? Why has that changed? 19 points to 3 is the scoreline. Fix that.
I'm working with amateurs.
Fix that up.
Bloody amateurs. Anyway.
It's because it's a different picture.
Frantic start, right? And then as soon as Scotland make a mistake, pass the ball into touch, Ireland totally capitalise and take control of the game. And that was it. Scotland just couldn't create that frantic rugby again. As much as they try to kick the ball up, pretty much every single possession, they seem to try and kick the ball or go wide really quickly. And that's just not going to... And to be fair, I think Ireland would love to have Rob Kearney back because he would defuse all those bombs. As it is, I mean, they're going very well. Let's be honest. But yeah, I think that as soon as Ireland got that line out, that meant they could calm down, settle things, control things with their forwards, and they really have played some narrow rugby. But it's worked.
Yeah, I mean the scoreboard doesn't lie, does it? What do the Scots have to do to get back in this game? They seem very off on attack, don't they? They seem rushed in their backline plays. Stuart Hogg is getting pummeled at every instance, at every turn, at every corner. And Finn Russell is passing to players who don't want the ball. They seem like they don't have a real proper backline game plan.
I think there's a game plan of how to try and get around this blitz defence. And that's what they've got to do. They've got to get it wide. Because that's where the space is. The problem is, every single time it's going through Hogg, and every single time that means one of the players can go, you know what, all these other runners they're all dummies. So all I have to do is go straight for that guy because they're all dummy runners. Now, if they played Hogg as the dummy runner and as the fake, then I think you'd see Ireland would be all focused on him, and the other players would have loads of would get the ball and would have more space and time. But because it always goes through Hogg, it's allowing Ireland's rush up defender to go, I'm just going after him. That's all I have to do. Everyone else will contain things because it's going to go to him, and that's one of the problems. But I mean, you look at this, some stats for you. Ireland 45 passes for 66 runs. I mean, the amount of times they have just picked and gone is crazy. They've played very narrow. But Scotland's forwards just aren't being able to stop them, and they're creating holes there. You look at compare that to Scotland, 73 passes for 46 runs. They're really trying to spread it, but they're not getting outside that rush defence. A couple of things I think we haven't seen from Finn Russell, we should do, is some chips over or some crossfield kicks. Just kick the ball into that space and charge in there. But we've not seen those variations from Scotland. That's what I think we need to see. Just to make Ireland think about more different things.
Yep, they need to work on that. I mean, I'm going to pick on the Scots a bit, but their defence has been all right. I thought overall they've rushed fairly well. I mean, we know what to expect probably from the Irish defence, but Scotland aren't far away. I mean, do you see them having a chance of coming back into this one, or are Ireland going to romp away with it?
If we don't, I'm not sure. It depends. It looks like all their moves involve Finn Russell and Hogg, and if they're just going to play, if they're going to be that predictable that those two guys are going to touch the ball all the time, then no, I can't see them creating enough different pictures to confuse this Irish defence. But if they can actually get things to go through Taylor or through somebody else in that back line rather than Hogg, then I think they could do. Defense, as you say, Ireland have not had to show too much inventiveness in attack. All three of their tries have been scored by front five players. We've had a hack through, kick through. We've basically had a penalty kick to the corner. I think that's how the other one went as well. Or the other one was Henderson broke through the middle. It's been very direct. We've not really seen anything from this Ireland attack yet because they've not needed to. Yeah,
you're spot on there. It's been, I think when they've tried to go expansive, they've tried to do something fancy, they've been shut down. I'll pinpoint Sam Johnson, I think, has been outstanding for Scotland. He's really covered back very, very well. He's saved blushes of Hogg a few times. But I agree with you. They need to use guys. So much excitement. They've got Maitland out there. They've got Johnson, who I don't think I've ever seen, or haven't seen today, have an actual go or take on the line, unless it's just a pass of, oh crap, I've got the ball and I'm going to get smashed. You haven't instead. And of course, Duncan Taylor, when he has had a chance, he's actually been fairly solid. So it's a bit of a shame. I think, they just don't have the idea and direction through the likes of Russell, especially, who's just playing that territory game and throwing the ball to someone else. So it's going to be interesting as the second half goes. I mean, we should commend Ireland, though. We should commend them a bit because they've played well and taken the chances ultimately that they've got. I mean, there's not too many times they've gone to the Scottish 22 and not come away with points.
Oh, they have been clinical. They were clinical at least in the first half hour. Absolutely. Every single time Scotland made a mistake, didn't matter where it was on the pitch, they ended up 5 metres out from their line. We had that pass into touch from that next line out. Scotland are pinned back in their line. They dropped the ball. It's fly hack through. They're 5 metres out from their line. Whenever they seem to just make that, and they're not big mistakes necessarily, but they're being punished so hard for those mistakes that you've got to say, very clinical by Ireland. Just not very exciting.
Do you not reckon? It's been an exciting match? I've found it actually
quite good. The style of play that Ireland are playing, it's not exciting, expansive rugby. It's very direct. It's very clinical. It's very effective, but it's not an exciting brand of rugby that Ireland are playing. But it's working. But it's an exciting game, but it's not.
Be fair about it though. This is a crunch game. This is test match. This is game plan. Won't be A, but this is going to be the near enough thing we're going to see from game plan A from Ireland until quarterfinal rugby. because this is the crunch game that they have to win, and they've got to put Scotland away. If they can come away with a bonus point or something like that's it.
Yeah, but I think what we're seeing here is that Ireland are keeping a lot in their locker, right? They could not do this against South Africa, New Zealand, England, Wales. Those packs are just too big to do what they're doing to Scotland. They wouldn't be able to bully them in this way. So we are not seeing Ireland's game plan A. It's been totally put in the locker and been saved for that quarterfinal. They don't need to show it because they can bully this Scottish pack. It's just not big enough to cause Ireland problems. Yeah,
we're not going to see game plan A versus Japan, Samoa, or Russia either. So that's what I mean. This will be the closest thing we'll see from Ireland till that quarterfinals, till it gets to the crunch games later on in this Rugby World Cup.
A couple of issues or worries for Ireland though. I mean, Cronin's on already, so they've lost their back row forward. They've had to, so Armani's off. We saw gone blank. Bundyaki also go off. I'm not seeing if he's come back in yet. I don't think he has. And so they've lost a couple of players to injuries. Johnny Sexton isn't kicking because he's got a leg injury. I mean, we've not seen him do one loop yet, which shows you that they're not trying anything too expansive attacking. So injuries are starting to add up for Ireland really early in this tournament. And let's be honest, that's what killed them in 2015. They were just missing 5 first-choice players against Argentina, and they got thumped. They've got better depth now, but they still cannot afford to lose too many players ahead of those quarterfinals.
And of course, at the end there, we saw Conor Murray taking the shots at goal. A bit of a side injury concern to Sexton. That will really upset them. If they lose him, that is going to be a big cruncher as well. I got a comment in the chat from Kerry though. It says, you always adapt your game to your opponent. Strategy is important. Ireland will bring their A game to the quarterfinals.
Totally agree. I say we've not seen the A game yet. We've not seen the A attacking game. Defensively, we have absolutely, but attacking we haven't seen it because they don't need it yet. Because I say they can bully the Scottish forwards.
Yeah, and they'll continue to do it as well. Do you think they're going to make some wholesale changes early in the second half? More wholesale changes than what they've had to make already?
You know what? They've made 2 out of the 7 changes already. Yeah. So I don't think I would leave it to 60 minutes. Come on, if you're playing a proper test match as a proper team, if you pull off Johnny Sexton too early, things could get out of hand. So I can't see them doing that. The other point also is actually from Scotland's point of view is they've lost the person that I called out as being their most important player or the most irreplaceable player in Hamish Watson. He's gone, and they've replaced him with their backup hooker playing at 7. So interesting that their backup hooker has come on to 7. Does that mean they aren't going to replace? They're expecting the hooker, the starting hooker to go the full 80. That's a bit of an ask. So that'll be interesting as well. So injuries are really interesting on both sides.
Yeah, that's Captain Fantastic McAnally's got a big shift coming in for him then, doesn't he? I mean, possibly you could, if they're going to do that, if they do bring on a likes of a Blake Thompson sort of thing, they'll move Bergan back to hooker later on, possibly is the option they could go with. But it doesn't look like much off the bench though.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to see Jack Carty. I want to see him on. I want to see what he can do. He's got to show something.
Well, we'll see. I think he'll get his chance against the Tier 2 nations. I can't see, and they'll pull Sexton probably about 15, 20 minutes towards the end if his leg's still giving him problems. But otherwise, they were expecting, I think, Sexton to do the full 80 tonight.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Trouble in paradise. Trouble in paradise for Ireland. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dear. What's going to happen? We'll see. Hopefully a bit of a comeback from the Scots would be nice. Have you got some stats up? Is there some key stats you wanted to mention from the first 40 minutes?
Those were the stats I wanted to mention, was the passing and running. Was if you look at 45 passes, 66 runs. So they've run it more than they've passed it, which shows you that they're picking and going for Ireland. And it's totally the opposite for Scotland. 73 passes for 46 runs shows you that they are, as you say, shipping it wide, especially from Russell. It's just, he's not taking even one step forward. It's just pass. And that's sometimes can work, but they're not doing it quickly enough, and they're not doing it with enough deception to get outside that rush defence.
The tackle stats, really interesting, aren't they? 96% by Ireland. That is good. That is like match-changing good. So if they can keep that up, it's going to be a hard night for the Scots to get anything out of this match, isn't it? But they're not doing too badly, though. They're 89.
Yeah, I was going to say, Scott, I had a quick look at that before I came on. They got more clean breaks, but we're about to kick off, so I will leave you to the game.
We're back underway. That happened very, very quickly.
It did, and maybe you're going to join me for the post-match reaction?
Oh, we could do something.
Right, catch you later.
Be in touch. Thanks for coming on. See you afterwards. And there we go. Paul's on. Paul's given his thoughts, and Paul is away again, and he's right. He's dead right. We are quickly back underway. Pretty much went straight from an ad break to kickoff. So not even any sort of idea or indication that they were starting up again. So there we go. Let us know. What did you think of Paul's comments there at the halftime break about Ireland and Scotland? Possibly be a long night by what he's saying for the Irish. For the Scots, I should say, against the Irish if they keep up playing the way that they are. It is into the second half, so we will update what we need to update. Place your bets. Place your bets. Says computer time. 42 minutes in, pretty much. Place your bets on a possible Scottish comeback. It's getting... I'm not quite sure if it's raining or it's a bit misty or it's just a bit of smoke around the ground, but it's very hazy. And Stuart Hogg has got a good little break coming in here. It's a mistake from Conor Murray off a high kick. Has seen the chance go back now to Scotland as they venture their way into the half is coming through there with a lot of passion was Van der Flier. He's turned it over as well, and Ian Henderson breaks away on the right-hand side for Ireland, chancing down the right. It's a big chance to the chip inside as well from Conway and to the line. Oh, it's just about there, but it has been, I think, knocked on. And the referee, I think, is stopping play way back. No, pushing the player. Right, that happened all rather quickly. Goodness gracious me. That was Chris Farrell down that short side alongside Ian Henderson, and Hogg was racing back in a foot race into the line. Goodness me, that was a abrupt start, especially when it looked like Scotland were going to break something out of it themselves when Stuart Hogg went for a bit of a scamper. But he's a bit predictable though, isn't he, Hogg? He does everything himself. He needs to trust his players because he's got a good team around him. It is raining. Now I've seen a better picture. It is absolutely pouring down. It is absolutely pasting down. Goodness gracious me. Well, this changes the game. This really changes the game now. It is doing what it did before with the Italy game. I wonder if it's going to have a bit of a shower and then go back to being sunny again. Scotland have taken down their line out from the penalty and they're trying to maul it forward through McAnally at the back. They're going to the right, they're going back to the left. It's swinging, but it's going slowly forward. That will suit Scotland. I agree, Kerry. You're spot on there. Oh, it's a box kick from Laidlaw, which is all a bit messy as well. It is picked up in the end nicely from Conway. And it's all a bit unstructured now from Ireland as Furlong has a bit of a stab with it. And Murray's going to kick. Are we going to see this? Is all we're going to see for the rest of the game, isn't it? Box kicks. They're going to put pressure on the catches. It's a poor one. Okay, lucky there. McAnally picked the ball up off the high kick, and it looked like he was in an offside position, but it was off an Irish player, so he's allowed to play on with it. That's lucky, and maybe somewhat smart from the Scottish captain as Gilchrist has a crack. Russell goes to Taylor, who's just knocked it on cold. And Russell, in frustration, has just hacked that way downfield. And now we've got the rain. Now we've got the handling problems. Well, that was very lucky for McAnally as Conway slipped it back. Yeah, he won't be happy, Taylor, either. We've got replay central coming all over the place. Sexton's still on. The game's going to change, though. Whatever way you look at it, the game is going to change. Because there is a big factor of weather now in this match. How long will Sexton stay on? The longer this stays, at a 16 points difference, the earlier he'll come off. If it extends out, he'll be off sooner. Another scrum packing down. The crowd is roaring in full voice as well. It's already at the scrum. The scrum is, as it always is with every single scrum, taking an age to set. And do allow for the delay of YouTube. Come on, it's about a 15-20 second delay. So you'll always be here to me, Daryl, by the time you see it. But it's all right, because considering with the 2-minute delay that I was dealing with yesterday, I'm quite happy with this. Next score will be crucially important. Scotland need to get in this game. Kerry says, come on, Joe, don't risk Sexton. I could not agree more. I think if I was in his position, he would be off at halftime. Especially if that little niggle is causing problems. As the scrum finally comes out and they go down the left side, Stockdale, a little chip and chase, but it's easily dealt with by Scotland. And Hogg has drilled this down to the Irish 22. Nice taken at the back from Lamar as he runs it back and gets almost a 10-metre line forward, chipping himself as it's a bit of a mess. Sean Maitland does come away with it and he breaks the line as well almost. He's turning Sexton inside now. Now he puts on the wheels and he gets nicely into the Irish half and over the 10-metre line. Laidlaw, quick ball. Russell goes through the back and again it's Hogg. Like we talked about at half-time, that's what they know how to do. And Tommy Seymour chasing a little grubber through by Hogg. And it's shepherded into touch by Conway and Lamar. 46 minutes into the game. And the scoreline remains at 19 points to 3. Sean Maitland showing a little bit of his wares. He's a very talented player. And he almost got away, but a good tackle. Dragging him down by the Irish defence. And it looks like another injury. Another injury to Ireland. Don't worry, guys. It's not Sexton. I'm not sure who it is. Possibly Furlong, which would be a big blow as well, a massive blow. It's getting a little bit of the magic fingers from the physios and the medics. It looks rather unflattering, but he looks okay. They would not want Tide Furlong to go off. Or, okay, they can go off, but they don't want him to get injured. That would be a disaster for Ireland. If they could lose O'Mahony, Sexton's got a niggle. Furlong now taking some time down. Is there another player injured as well? Because players just standing around. They're holding hands up. I don't think anyone quite knows what's going on here. And especially Wayne Barnes has no clue what's going on here. Now they set up for the line out. Rory Best to throw it in. It's to the front nicely. And it's pulled down from a stander by the looks of things, climbing high in the line out. And it's a very tame defence from Scotland here. They're not putting too many men in at the start. And somehow it's not moving as well. Murray gets a charge down, a kick away. Seymour, he's going to run it. He gets away from the first defender. And he's held up. He's held up very well from Conan, but finally goes to ground just in the nick of time. McAnally quickly shifts it on. And the forwards rumble up again. Quick ball, this time for Nell, who drops ahead and goes straight to it. Oh, very fast ball from Laidlaw. Duncan Taylor gets a flat little pass away over the ball stander, but can't quite get his hands on it. Laidlaw is barking instructions. He's not happy with how his team is organising around him. 5 very fast phases here from the Scots. Laidlaw again as they fire it out. Another just one-off run there. That time it's from Ryan Wilson. Into midfield. And the forwards keep it in control. Now Russell's got it. And he finds support with Johnson. And he tries to get away. It's a real arm wrestle here. Swatting and swinging away from defenders in the tackle of Chris Farrell. Russell again. Now they go deep. That second layer of attack is Stuart Hogg, who's kicked it in behind again. It's a decent result. They go into the Irish 22, but it's just not going to score them points, Scotland. And that's really what they need to do next. Yeah, you're spot on, Kiri. I guess you look at their next lot of matches, and like we talked about at halftime as well, they're not really going to be tested at all, are they, until those quarterfinals. So they've got a good couple of weeks before they really need to rely on these guys to come good yet again. Japan is going to be an intriguing match. Russia, I think they should probably be quite out of steam, the Russians, for the rest of this Rugby World Cup. They played a great start, didn't they, the Russians? They were just great fun to watch. It's a more set up from the Irish. And it's really, really disjointed. It's an absolute shambles in there. Scotland's come away with it because the ball was just sitting in the pile of bodies. And they run it out. And Wilson again. They're getting a bit into this now, Scotland. It's a hard hit at the breakdown. As Gray fumbles up again. Sam Johnson. Oh, there's a ruck. There's a big ruck in there. Old-fashioned rugby from Greg Laidlaw. He has put the slipper in a big way. And that's saying something when you're getting excited about that. John Barclay rumbles it up again. They are going very close here, Scotland, as they have another one-off play. Quick ball. They're 10 metres out. Another charge at the line. Johnson in there on support as well. Laidlaw goes to Gray. And another quick off play from Johnny Gray. This is the Scotland plan at the moment. Captain McAnally goes for another. Oh, knock on from Barclay. And a knock on from Henderson to boot for Ireland. And two very big mistakes. But that was the chance of a lifetime for Scotland. That will disappoint them. That will really disappoint them as well. Because they were working really hard to get away at that. And they've just not finished it off. And look at the coaching staff there. Frustration. Real frustration. Welcome back. And Ron, good to see you all here. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're enjoying the game. And I hope you're enjoying the Rugby World Cup as well. Because it has been a fantastic tournament so far. And now that we got the streaming going properly, I'm super excited about getting into the rest of this tournament. Changes here for Ireland. Everyone looks like they've been on the field for ages because they're all soaking wet. So we've got the change of Kilcoyne coming on. And I think that looked like possibly for Healy. Not 100% sure on that one. But Kilcoyne's on. No, it is for Healy. And Porter is on as well. So Porter on for Healy. And Furlong must be going off for Kilcoyne as well. I've never noticed one thing about the graphics in the World Cup here is that they're a bit slow to get on to the action of changes. But there it is. So a new look propping partnership. Kilcoyne on and Porter on as well for Ireland. Rory Best still there in the middle. Oh, Marika, you're too kind. Sharing it with your family. Love it. Good job. Keep it up. I would love to make a job of it. Oh, dear. I would love to know a bit of rugby trivia. I probably couldn't answer it, Kiri, but hit me with your rugby trivia. I'm excited for a bit of rugby trivia. Right, we've got a scrum packing down. Again, it's taken about 6 years for it to get to this stage. So much so that you almost forget whose feet it is. But it is Ireland's. And a new propping partnership. Oh, it's Ireland's gone a bit early there. Barnes didn't even say to go. And, and it is a bit of excitement there from Bergan. He's actually sitting on the blind side of the back row. Number 16, you don't see it too often. Up until 1995, Kiri says. Here's the rugby trivia. Up until 1995, Germany's biggest win was a 3-0 win over Luxembourg. How many tests a year did Germany play? 3-0. I mean, you've got to credit their defence for that one, don't you? Germany. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a guy playing in Mitre 10 Cup currently in a North Island side, or the Taranaki, or one of those teams, who is from a European country. I'm not 100% sure if it's a German player or not. I'm going to have to look that up now. The scrum's gone down anyway. It's a penalty to Ireland. It's a short arm penalty, I think, as well, which is a free kick, essentially. And it's partially charged. I'm going to have to search this up. Is it a German player? No, I don't think it is. Gonna have to find out who that guy is. The funny, interesting guy in the Mitre 10 Cup. Zahir would love to see an Ireland versus New Zealand matchup. I presume where you want to see that. Zahir in the final? I think that's where a lot of people would like to see that. There's some distinct favourites for the grand final, isn't there? The All Blacks, Ireland, South Africa, of course, as well. The Netherlands. Yes, you might be right. We are back underway, though, and it is Ireland kicking off the box and taken out in the air there. Tommy Seymour. Now, they've got to look at this, because he knocked it on, but he was cleaned up, but it just called a knock on. This is an interesting call here from Wayne Barnes, because if they're going to clamp down on this taking out a player in the air, there was no way Jacob Stockdale was on that ball. He was going backwards on his ass when he took that player out. Now, that is a really interesting call that they've not actually pulled that up. We've got some more changes coming on. Looks like a new front row for Scotland as well. So it is Nell making his way off. I'm surprised the assistant referee really hasn't gone on with that a little bit more. Blade Thompson is making his way on. Of course, former Hurricane, Blade Thompson in Super Rugby. So I would imagine, what are they going to change around here? Begana's still... Well, so Begana's gone for Nell. So essentially it's a Blade Thompson for Nell replacement. And what exactly are they working at here? This is really, really strange. Begana's gone back to the front row. Barkley's off now for Thompson. Daryl, I'm interested in your thoughts there on that tackle. I kind of agree with you. I think there was certainly at least a penalty. I wouldn't like to say a card of any colour. It wasn't that bad. But certainly there was no way he was getting that ball, Stockdale, at all. And I think there should be a Scotland penalty for that tackle on, who was that flying through? Tommy Seymour it was, to claim that. We are still 19 points to 3. We've had no points, so we've had no reason to change the time. But we are trucking on along here, 53 minutes into the game now. It is still pouring down, David. It is pouring. Solid scrum, though, from Ireland. They give it out to Farrell, who charges straight at the defence. And Russell takes him down in one foul swoop. 1 out Rugby still here from Ireland. It seems to be the tactical play. Now Sexton goes for a high kick. And the pressure is on as there's two good Irish chasers. And the 22! Stuart Hogg all over that. Just a touch too deep. And Hogg takes the mark. Tough to kick, but Hogg is a quality player. And he eats those up for breakfast. It is a swirling wind too. You see that kick from Hogg? Kicked it out from his 22, and it is swerved to the left towards the touchline before veering back to the right and almost staying in the field of play. So the wind is causing trouble here. If this comes down, it's looking unlikely, but if it comes down to kicks later on in this game. Yeah, she is absolutely pelting down. It's very much like we've seen with the Italy game earlier, but it's more consistent. More consistent, heavier, and it's still going. Terrell, players might not like playing in the rain, but he loves playing rugby in the rain. Get a little bit dirty. Get a little bit of that mud on the kit. Make the washing machine do some work. Ireland have won the line out, and they set up a maul, and Rory Best is trying his best to keep it away from Conor Murray, and he box kicks again. Surprise, surprise. Now it's a perfectly 1-2. Oh, it's dropped at the back from Maitland. Backwards it's gone. They managed to hang on to it, but that was a perfectly weighted kick. About a metre out of the 22. He couldn't mark it. He didn't catch it anyway, so it didn't matter. Now it's Scotland who have to toil their way back 80 metres upfield. Marika reckons that there's a cyclone. Well, I wouldn't disagree with you at all, because the weather in today's matches have been rather weird, I guess you could say. Scotland box kick their way over 22 again, and now Ireland's 40 metres away. Comment section of YouTube. Goodness gracious me. Ireland working their way back again from the 10-metre line. A box kick from Murray. This is another very good position one. And it's missed at the back there. The number 8 is charging there. I don't know what Ryan Wilson was doing for Scotland being back there. And it's Ireland have got it straight back. They go out to the right-hand side. It's going to be a try, surely. Yes! Ireland are over. And a big try for Andrew Conway, who gets swamped by his Irish teammates. That was poor defensive structure there by Scotland. There was no one down the blind side. And it was all created from a very good box kick, once again from Conor Murray, who set it right on the 22. It's perfectly executed. You see this kick go up, and it's just going to land right on the 22. Oh, brilliant. It's picked up perfectly from Lamar, who gets taken down, but it's a lightning fast recycled ball. Murray goes to the short side, and it's well stepped inside as well from Conway. Gets away from Hogg's tackle. And you've got to question why a guy like Ryan Wilson was at the back. And yeah, good point there, Kerry. Bonus point now for Ireland. They've taken a long time to get that one. And they've finally got it. So that is a big, big play. That is a huge play for Ireland. Welcome back, Gustav. Good to see you back again. Let's update everything, shall we, folks? 57 minutes on the clock. The scoreline to the left is now 5 points, makes it 24 points to Ireland. And left side scorer, who scored that? It was, of course, Conway, who grabbed that try. Now, Murray is still taking the shots at goal. So this is his third attempt. Can he make it second successful kick? Bonus point. Huge bonus point for Ireland. Taking his time, Murray. He really takes his time. Steps up. Way out on the right-hand side. A metre or two off a touch. And it just pivots away to the left-hand side. Away. And unsuccessful from the scrum half. Jordan Lamar has been brilliant. Let's be fair, on attack, he has been outstanding. Defensively, don't see him too much in action, but I think on attack, he has been outstanding. And that makes it 24 points to 3. We've got 4 tries for Ireland. Sexton is off. Tyburn is on for Ian Henderson. Sexton is gone, which I can only expect will be Jack Carty on in his place. So big news there. 57 minutes in, and we have the replacement of Sexton. And McGrath sounds like he's on as well. So here's the full list of changes. Yes, Carty on for Sexton. And Luke McGrath on for Conor Murray. And Tyburn on for Ian Henderson. And there's Hamish Watson. Now, Hamish Watson is on the bench for the Scottish back row. He's got his leg in a brace. And apparently the word is World Cup over for Hamish Watson. Massive blow for Scotland there. That is really disappointing. He would have been a key player for the Scotland World Cup campaign. Not going to be there. Line out. Very wayward, but it comes nicely for Scotland, and they chip a little kick over the top, and it's claimed and read nice and easily there by Ringrose. McGrath. Oh, just about an intercept there. That was almost interesting for Finn Russell. He went about it. McGrath. Change of the game is a clever little kick here from Carty. It's going to be picked up from Chris Farrell. Oh, the backdoor pass. Magical work, but it's knocked on from Stockdale. The pass was magical. Wow, wee. Have a good night, Daryl. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoyed your company, good sir. Have a look at this magic. The pass from Carty was outstanding. The claim from Farrell was magnificent. And then the ball back to McGrath. And then tried to offload to the only player who's not a replacement. And Stockdale could not handle the ball. The game is kind of petering out now with the scoreline at a 21-point difference. Seems like it's not going to be a day for Scotland. Zahir reckons that this is Ireland's World Cup. I won't disagree with you, Zahir. Certainly won't disagree with you. This is a lot of teams' World Cup. A lot of teams have looked impressive, definitely. I'm excited to see what England are capable of tonight as well. And I say you'd have a fair bit of people in support of your comments here, Zahir, as well, in the chat. We've got quite a few Irish fans tuning in, which is great to see. Hope you guys are enjoying the content tonight. 24-3, we are pretty much an hour in now. So we'll update that to 60 minutes. There we go. And it is a 21-point lead. Another change for Scotland as well. Tommy Seymour has made his way off. And coming on to replace him is Darcy Graham. And a monstrous scrum here from Ireland. They've bulldozed through the Scottish pack. And we are back into action. Now, almost to the 22 of Scotland. There's a great run there. Excellent work on the 22. It is Tide Byrne who picks it off from McGrath. He goes to the right-hand side again. This time it is there for Reid. And he gets a couple of more metres. They soldier on through CJ Stander. McGrath is getting great service here at the breakdown. He is getting the ball super fast. And it is going to surely sooner or later tell as Scottish players struggle to get back up in defence in time. But they're doing it all right at the moment. There's a good tackle there from Bergan. Scotland aren't doing well, Gustav, you're right. And Zahir is in the support of Ireland, the South African. It's a turnover for Scotland. Well played. Good work in the breakdown, and his arms and legs going everywhere. Great bounce too as a kick away. Goes down to the Irish 22. Oh, and perfectly placed as well. And I think this is out by Ireland. It is. Lamar trying to shepherd it. No, he's changed his mind. He's changed his mind. He was trying to shepherd the ball into touch. And who's come flying in? Darcy Graham. Yes, the blonde hair of Darcy Graham has just pushed him into it. And he has actually put it out. But I think they will be saying that this will be an Ireland line out. I mean, what is Lamar doing? He's running down the field trying to catch the ball like this when it's a good 10 metres away from him. Well, I don't know. I'd almost... Oh, no, it did touch the line. The bounce before. Just by a whisker. By a whisker. The luck of the Irish is firmly intact here tonight, and I can't believe that's the first time I've used that one. The luck of Scotland has certainly been woeful tonight. We've got more changes coming on here for the Scots, I think. Is it substitute city at the moment? Looks like if we got Reid, I think, is on. Gordon Reid, yeah, it is. He's come on. And it's a bit of a mess here at the line out from Ireland. Luke McGrath gets away with it. Eventually it squirts out to him and he goes on a little bit of a scamper. And on his 22. Out to the back line it goes. Byrne with a bit of a run that goes straight on top. And Kerry is cooking up quite the feast for dinner tonight if Ireland get the win. Chicken fajitas and nachos. That sounds delicious. I'm coming to your place for dinner. That sounds fantastic. Struggling for the ball here, Ireland. And McGrath has to tussle his way through it. Oh, just about charged down his box kick. And it's going to be out in the full. Ooh. It's gone into touch. But surely he was inside the 22 there, I do think. So it's been an interesting second half. Really has changed the dynamic of the game here. With the rain coming in. So Artie Price is on the field as well, so that means we say goodbye to Greg Laidlaw. And a big red play there as Johnson gets the ball in midfield, and he is thumped instantly from Farrell. Here is a little play from Darcy Graham. He gets to the 10-metre line. He is pretty evident to see here in this back line. Oh, it's another strong run. There's bodies going all over the place as it's pick and go every which way here from Scotland. Thompson tries to get a couple of metres more, and it's evident here what Scotland are doing. Now Price gives it away to Gray, who... Oh, their players are slipping over all over the place here. It looks like there could be an injury here. A player has slipped over, a Scottish player, and he's gone down in a heap. But Darcy Graham is continuing on the run. As they go out to the left-hand side. Players are all over the floor, but there's no ball coming out. It's slow for Scotland. Russell, flat one, and a nice one too. Quick ball. Russell kicks, puts it on the deck, bounces over the top of Lamar. It's a decent little kick as well. Bounces right into his guts as he goes flying back for it. And he turns and he kicks, he finds touch, and he is more than happy to set it down. But Scotland have gone quickly. And Hogg has got the quick throw. He's stepping, he's weaving, but he's not fooling anyone. As Scotland reset again, Price, a deep play, and Russell getting himself in a bit of trouble, but he makes good metres. Didn't have the options he wanted. Gilchrist, he rumbles over the top of the defender there. And that is a great run there, straight over the top of Jack Carty. I think Kiri should start cooking as well as I hear. It certainly looks like this one is in the bag, but the Scots are not giving up just yet. Great little run here from Price. He throws a desperate pass out. Backwards it goes, and Duncan Taylor's lost it. He's thrown it out to no one, and it's been picked up there by Ireland. And turnover ball. And now it changes all over again. Now we see Ireland start the grind. We've got a quarter of an hour still to go. 65 minutes in now. As Ireland slow it down completely. What can they get more out of this game here? As Carty puts a little chip over the top. The bounce will be interesting. It falls nicely for Maitland, who offloads to Hogg. And Hogg now looking to explode, but he's just chased down as well. Excellent defence there from Ireland. Oh, a pass in the face. In the face. And that is just complete disjointed attack from Scotland. Not a happy camp there for the Scots at all. They've not been up to the task here tonight. Hogg has really been well looked after. Van der Flyer made a great tackle on him, and he has done a mountain of work tonight, has the Irish number 7. What's interesting, Kiri, is that that was a terrible, terrible pass there into the face of Begun. What's interesting here is that they're box kicking in their own half, but they are just playing one out or pick and goes when they get into the Irish half. It's pretty underwhelming, to be fair. Russell is kicking a lot to the corners. He's trying to play the territory game, but Ireland are just happy to clear it back. And they start making those inroads that they probably want to make. How many times do you have to say it, Michael? How many times? Maybe once more? Maybe once more. Changes more coming in for the Scots. As we see Scott Cummins coming on the field to replace Johnny Gray. Oh, 100%, Kerry. That's what I was saying about 4 or 5 minutes ago. It has gone. This game has just pretty much come to a standstill of Ireland just kicking away and absorbing the pressure. Duncan Taylor's coming off as well. And who will be the last replacement will be Chris Harris to come on for him. I mean, they don't want to play expansive here, Scotland. You can tell they don't want to pass it to their backs because of the weather, but it does seem to have stopped raining. It is still damp, but it has stopped raining. Ireland do have the scrum. There is, to be completely honest with you, here there is no chance for Scotland. They are behind by 21 points, as you can see. And there's just under 15 minutes to go. Mickey Mills, do I think Ireland can win the World Cup? Oh, sure they can. It's Chris Farrell has just cut them in half on the left-hand wing side. And he's got support there from Stockdale yet again, who takes 3-4 Scottish defenders down. They fire into the back line. Carty finding support, and then it goes to those big back rowers who just rumble forward. Looks like we could get another try as Chris Farrell is in absolutely everything here at the moment for Ireland. McGrath does well, and he finds the support there with James Ryan, who has been brilliant as well for Ireland. At the back, Standard does what Standard does very, very best. No chance for Scotland to win this, says Paul from the driving ball. That's, yeah, you've got to say, there is even worse chance now as Ireland are just going to grind this down. They've got a penalty offside against Scotland. And I'd imagine I'll give this to Carty and say, grab yourself 3 points, son. And they are doing exactly that. Wind down the clock, grab another 3 points. Like we've already talked about, they've got the bonus point in the bank. They don't need to risk another try. Open up that lead to 24 points ultimately. And Ireland are cruising. They are cruising. Gary Owens are the best, are great in wet conditions. They sure are, Kerry. That's the go. But it's surprising that the box kicking has kind of gone out of this game since half-time. So a very blatant first half tactic has kind of gone away for the Scots, especially as it's just Ireland who are thumping it away, and Scotland happy to just play that one out, pick and go rugby. So we've got a shot at goal here for Carty on the left side, the third goal kicker, as the commentators have just stated. And it's pretty much right in front, and he will go as the highest percentage kicker now in Ireland. As that is 1 from 1. Oh, I've put him under conversions, haven't I? What an idiot. Don't even. It's a penalty. There we go, 1 from 1. And the scoreline now is up to 27 points to 3. That is right, just 3 for Scotland. We are very swiftly, very quickly back underway. And we are rocking into the 68th minute of the game. And I think that is the first penalty of the game. That is quite amazing for Ireland. That is their first penalty goal. Ireland, though, very quickly off the kickoff have just kicked this long up towards halfway. They're no nonsense. They're no nonsense at all. Andres would like to see how Ireland play against a rush defence like New Zealand and South Africa. To be fair, you've got to say Ireland have probably the most prolific rush defence out of any of those three sides. And I imagine they will use it to its highest extent against those two teams as well. Scotland still searching for the try, and they've got the line out on halfway. And it's pretty stock standard. They go 2 men out, and Sam Johnson just charges straight at the line. He's had little to no chances. Oh, a great pass and great offload as well. Hogg's got the ball, and he's in behind the defence as well, into the 22. Dragged down and a good tackle. They're almost there now. Scotland, can they get a try? They've got a penalty at least. No releasing of the tackle. Tide burn. And they can do something. No. Oh, he's got a yellow card. Straight off yellow card. Wayne Bunt, he's had enough. And we've got a yellow card. Wow. So it is exactly Tide burn as well. Now, how would he spell his name properly? Where is he? So that was about the 69th minute. He's gone, so he'll struggle to see the game back again. Well. This makes it interesting. What can Scotland do? They've got a line out about 8 metres out. And they go, little short side play. Big chance here. But it's just managed to be stopped there from Ireland. Again, 5 minutes short. We'll catch up on all the comments going on. Oh, it's turned over. It is turned over at the breakdown. One phase, Scotland. One phase is all they managed. Now a penalty. Wayne Barnes is blowing this one up. He's had enough of the breakdown antics. Tide Byrne is off. He's got a yellow card. And then they just butcher it completely to Scotland. And I've put the yellow card on the wrong side. What an idiot. I guess it is kind of like a score for Scotland, isn't it? But let's get it the right way around, shall we? I don't know if we'll have room. Card. We'll call it yellow. Yellow card. I don't know if that's going to even show up. We're running out of room here, folks. We're running out of room. The Irish are doing well. We have to make this Irish side a little bit smaller. Let's see if we can take up a bit of space from these other sides. Here we go. We don't need another one there. There we go. That should fit it in a bit more nicer. There we go. Right. 27-3 the score. 70 minutes gone. And we are back underway. Ireland with the line out, of course, from the penalty. And Luke McGrath, guess what he's going to do? He's going to box kick. He does so. Up it goes. High one. Waiting for it at the back. Here's Darcy Graham, who's held up. He's certainly got his knees on the ground here, but they're not releasing him. They finally go to ground, and his body's all over the ball. It comes back now for Scotland. Now, they're about 70 metres out from the Irish line. A long way to go. Pretty much on their own 22. Do they take a chance? Little chip on the top. Read like a book. Read like a book for a school child. Too easy from Chris Farrell, who has been brilliant off the bench. And now they do it back. Lamar. Oh, a couple of Irish players taken out very quickly. And Maitland gets it in the back and he puts a deft little kick in behind to go into Irish territory just over the 10-metre line. And it will be an Ireland throw to the line-outs. We do have a few comments to go through here. We'll catch up on those. What have we got? Brian, he's a Scot, but after this they should start looking for cheap tickets back home. Oh, I mean, Brian, the question, Hogg took out Farrell in the air is what they're looking at on the replays, but I'm not sure Wayne Barnes is really interested. Second card for the tournament. Of course, Andres would know all about that. Scotland even being doubted that they will take out the minnows of the pool. Now, Japan is going to be the one to watch. Team's not playing as one, says Brian. Scotland fans will be really annoyed, says Gustav. But we are having a turnover here as Scotland have got the ball. It's a bit of a messy play by the Irish as Russell, that is a hospital pass back to Sam Johnson. I'm sorry, but Finn Russell is having a mare. He's having an absolute shocker out there. Absolute shocker. Darcy Graham gets the ball on the left-hand, or the right-hand side, I should say. And it's all a bit of a shambles. There's players falling over all over the place here, but let's wrap it up here. Scotland are in the Irish 22. They've got the ball. And they've got a chance here. Somehow they survived with all the abrupt play. There's a big kick on over here out wide. They've got to put it in behind. It's a nice little play though. They finally get it outside there. And players are getting tackled without the ball. I don't think even Wayne Barnes knows who's got the ball at this stage. The ball is in a breakdown. And there was 3 players tackling each other from the 2 sides. Here is Johnson. It's advantage. And again, Hogg, read like a book. Too easy, too simple. You've got to mix it up, Scotland. They do have the advantage for tackling a player without the ball, tackling 2 players without the ball, in fact. It was quite remarkable to see. I thought the play was there as well. But somehow not. Here's the big pass. Now, it went out very, very quickly to Blake Thompson, who looked to offload. Oh, that's a knock on. Or was it knocked down? Fraser Brown, here's Thompson passing to Brown. And, it's knocked back by an Irishman. He's tackled him far before the ball. So with just 7 minutes to go now, Scotland looking for that last chance try. We've got another injury break. Yet another injury break. And it's Jack Conan getting a bit of attention. We've got Josh van der Flier, who's leaving the field for Ireland in an impressive display, let's be honest. For the back rower, he's been very impressive as Stuart Hogg kicks us to the corner. And Scotland will have a 5-metre line out. As Tyrone still got just under 6 minutes on his yellow card. I mean, he can at least smile. His team's up by 24 points. And he's in the bin. Couldn't be much better if he tried, really. He's having a rest. His team's winning. The change sees Noel Scannell come on. And he's on for Van der Flier, which is, again, another interesting change, which will see surely another rearrange in that pack for the Irish. But Scotland are lining up more here, and they're crabbing across to the touchline. They're keeping it intact, but it's really spinning all over the place. No one knows where the ball is. Ireland claim that they've stopped it, but they're certainly not coming in through the middle at all. They do get out of it. It's advantage now to Scotland, coming in from the side of the maul. Is it on the ground? It is. Price goes out to Johnson and first receive. Oh, looking for the kick was Finn Russell. He's been chopped down. And it's out again. Price, Hogg, he puts a little chip over to the corner. No one's home. That was terrible ball. Looking for Graham out there. And the Irish defender was further wide. For poor old Finn Russell, he just got slapped down trying to kick that. That was actually a good piece of work there from Gary Ringrose. Did a good job. We've got another stoppage. As the time once again wears down, it's been the tactic from Ireland since pretty much after half-time. Not much has been going on. Brian's not happy. Poor start. We have been stuffed. Yeah, I can't disagree with that either. Scotland have looked predictable. And with all the talk about the top nations holding back tactics, holding back plans and ideas and strategies, if this is what Scotland have got to offer, they're in some trouble. The poor sides will struggle regardless if they play like this. If they do the whole Russell and Hogg, no other plan, they're still going to beat the minnows of the pool. But let's be fair, they're not going to beat a top side. They've lost their own line out. A line out to the Scots on the 5-metre line. They've just lost it. They've just been outplayed. They've been outthought. Getting up in front of the Scottish jumper. And Luke McGrath's put in a shocking box kick. That's been lucky to go 10 metres. It's not even gone out of the 22. And Scotland will get another chance from the set piece. Kerry says Scotland needs a plan B, C and D. Jesus, 100%. 100%. I mean, let's just start with a plan B for Scotland, shall we? Because they don't even have that at the moment. They need to put more faith in Johnson, in Taylor, in Maitland, in Seymour. Those guys were just afterthoughts of average strategy. They were kind of like, yes, when Russell or Hogg make the break, then you guys can finish off. No, these guys are good enough to actually create opportunities and chances themselves, so give them some more ball. Sean Maitland running in off his wing is a deadly thing. Use it to your capabilities a bit more. The line out is in. It's taken in the middle from Wilson for Scotland, who win this one. If only they could have done that a minute or so ago with the one on the 5-metre line. They're on the 22. That's a great ball as well. Finding a slide straight through for Chris Harris and a forward pass. Oh, they can't buy a trick at the moment, Scotland. It was a good flat ball. I'd like to see a replay of it because that was a nice little line from Chris Harris. He slid in between. He did get taken down, but he made the advantage line nicely. And it's a scrum. Ireland are really milking this here. They're messing about here. The Scottish pack is pretty much set up for the scrum, and they're still way back on their own in goal almost. Time's ticking down. 75. We are pretty much 77 minutes in now. Just under. Time has actually stopped, however. They've actually stopped time. That's how much Ireland are messing about. Their fans are happy. And why not? And there is a lot of Irish fans, as one would expect. Now Ireland have the scrum on their own 22. They'll be happy. They'll just slow this up. They'll kick for touch straight away. This will come straight out. They'll go straight to Carty, and it'll go straight to touch. Pretty much here they're saying to Scotland, you want to play? Let's go. We back our defence. We think we're going to stop you. And I mean, with the scoreline at regardless to 3, can you argue with that? Because they have dominated this whole match. Scotland have had passages, but they've been wasteful. And Ireland have shown they are more than happy to play this out from their own half. They know they're defensively too good for Scotland. They know their plan. They know their plays. They can shut it down. If you see Hogg running a line, you just smash him, because there's a 99% chance he's going to get the ball. Here we go, off the back of the scrum go Ireland, and it's a charging run from Blake Thompson, who's at the back at number 8. And let me surprise you all. Luke McGrath is going to box kick. Woohoo! Another one goes up high. And about to the 10-metre line, Sean Maitland comes in. He's got all the time in the world. They don't even want to contest. And back to the 10-metre line they go. Exactly, Kerry. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. That's exactly what Ireland have saying for the last 15, 20 minutes. Here, though, there's a chance, though. Scotland think they're hard enough, and Hogg has a bit of room as he gets a good ball from Johnson. They fire it back, and McAnally's still on the field. The captain is putting in a shift. An absolute shift. Russell out wide, and inside ball, a bit delicate there from Reid as he gets support, and they're up to the 22 now, Scotland. It's another quick play. Out to Russell. Dummies on it, just about an offload. And it's knocked on. It was in contact. Russell, he's not happy. He is not a happy camper. He has just gone in for a high and almost late sort of shot there after the knock on. Frustrations evident to see here now for Scotland. They've gone back to Carty, and here it's been charged down. Oh, and that was the chance. That was the chance there for Blake Thompson. But, of course, no advantage for the knock-on. No worries, Brian. Thanks for stopping by, good sir. I'll be back again most days. Good charge down there. Don't quite catch who that was. Was it Began? He just put one arm up. It's just one arm up, and it just slapped straight into it. Yes, I'll be back here. Now that the stream is running quite nice and smoothly, I'm going to try and be back pretty much every day. The big matches for sure. Games like Wales and Georgia, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be chipping in for those. But alas, just make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you get that notification for when we go live each and every time. If you can't watch the games, if you just want to chat, I mean, it's great to have some company to talk about the game and see what's going on. Or if you're in Australia and you hate the commentary team, which, I mean, I don't blame you, because I wouldn't want to listen to them either. The Irish fans are in full voice, though. No worries, David. Thanks for stopping by, good sir. We've got a minute to go, and this one, no question, is beyond doubt now. Oh, 797 minutes. Goodness me. We'll just go 79, shall we? Who do I think will win the World Cup historically, Gustav? Historically? I mean, historically, by history, New Zealand have got a big chance since they're the only 3-time champions. They'd have to go on favourites. But if you look through the way these things go, Northern Hemisphere sides certainly haven't been, historically, the teams to get the job done. But I think the game has certainly changed from historically, because it is not 1995. It is not 2003, even though England won that one. It is a different game now. Ireland are top-notch. Wales are top-notch. They've got the ball, Ireland, and the big gong has gone. And they will kick this out. Luke McGrath goes to touch. It is all over. And take a look at that score. 27 points to 3. That'll be full-time. Let's wrap this one up. Efficient, proficient, professional are the words being used to describe this Irish performance. And would you argue? I certainly would not, because it has been exactly that Very good from Ireland. Yes, very good for scoring 27 points, but I think what will make them more happy is not conceding a try and keeping Scotland to just 3 lonely points. Bonus points, massive. You can see that side. I'll get it right eventually. That side there sees 4 tries at the top. There we go, there. Kicking was a bit of a concern, but I don't think I'll be too worried because Sexton is... We'll see how he goes. Yellow card. I mean, that's World Rugby at the moment, isn't it? Yellow cards. Those guys there, they've got worries. They've got big worries. And they need to really sort stuff out over the next 2 weeks because they need more than 1 Laidlaw penalty. That's not good enough. And that's not going to get them going in this Rugby World Cup at all. 27 points to 3. That's how she ends. That is wrapped up. That is full time. And I can only say thank you all very so much for tuning in and joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for coming in and having your comments, having a chat, letting me know your thoughts, your opinions. That is why I'm here. It's been great fun. For those of you who couldn't watch the game, I hope you enjoyed the commentary throughout and had a good, insightful indication of what's going on throughout the 80 minutes. Of course, if you want to check out other stuff that I do, articles I write on my website, you want to support the channel, you want to get in behind it, you want to see other videos we do on the channel as well, you can see all that stuff has been scrolling along down the bottom there for the whole video or the whole stream. So go check that stuff out and yeah, have a great day. Hope you enjoyed it and enjoy England versus Tonga, which will be coming up very, very soon. Of course, if you want to see more, if you want to tune into the next one, just hit that subscribe button and, of course, ding that bell because then you'll get a notification saying that I'm streaming for the next matchup. So make sure you do that and we can have another great chat next time as well. Thank you all so much for coming by. It's been great fun. The streams worked well. The game was a bit of a letdown, but Irish fans will be well and truly happy. Until next time, though, thank you all for coming in. And I'll see you all next time for more Rugby World Cup action. From me, though, it is good night and goodbye. And I hope you enjoy the Rugby World Cup in the coming days. Take care.